welcome to another episode of Let's Be Frank. So today we are at Cape Canaveral in Florida, and this is our last day here. Today I have with us Bill and Susan Hurlbut. Bill, good to see you, sir.
Pleasure, Alex.
Susan, good to see you. So can you tell us where you guys are coming from and what bullets you own?
Tallahassee, Florida.
So fairly close.
Yeah, 4 hours out.
Okay.
And we have an 08
Mm-hmm.
Bullitt in green, and we just got a 19 in green a month ago.
All right, awesome.
It's just up to 550 miles. So.
Okay, barely broken in
Yeah,
then, huh?
yeah.
So how is the 19 compared to that 08?
Totally different machine.
Yeah?
It's the computers in it.
Uh-huh.
It's incredible what it can do. You can make it ride like a Lincoln.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Or you can take it out and run it on the track. And it's in between a GT and a GT350R in terms of capability.
Awesome. Okay. And do both of you drive it, the 19?
I can't drive stick shift.
No? Okay. So you got designated driver,
Yeah.
designated shotgun. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
Navigator.
Music.
Just as important, right?
Yes, yeah. And with
Yeah.
the new one, with the computer,
Yeah.
she's having to learn the computer in the car because otherwise, you know, your car goes where your eyes go. So when you
Yeah.
lean over to start
Yes.
playing with it, you're going off the road.
Sure. No, I get that completely. So Susan, you must look at Rich's car with quite excitement, right? Being that he customized that one
Yeah,
with
that
an
was-
automatic transmission.
Yeah, so unusual, and he hasn't let me sit in it for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Probably afraid I'll take off in it.
Yeah, no, I get that. Okay, cool.
We were up with Rich at the Petty.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes,
The Petty's Garage?
Yeah, we went up to the Mustang Owners Museum get-together in 2017.
That's in one of the Carolinas. Which
That's
one is
in. It's in Concord.
Concord, okay.
It's right just down the road from the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Okay, yep.
And we went to Petty's for the day and convoyed up there and got a full backstage tour of the Petty's Garage. And Rich was very impressed with the quality of work that they do there.
Sure.
It's down to their striping on their cars is painted, not vinyl. And Ford had not announced if they were going to do a 2018 Bullitt.
Right, yeah.
And so Rich started thinking. And he's got an 01, he has an 08, and he got in touch with Petty, and they commissioned the only 2018 Bullitt Mustang.
Oh, wow. And do you happen to know if it's still today the only one?
Yes, because
Wow.
Ford didn't come out with theirs until
No
the
one else
2019
still
model year.
Sure, okay.
Yes.
Makes sense.
And so he and the crew at Petty's designed up the modifications, and a base car that was black was bought, a GT, and then the Petty Garage modified it up to be a Bullitt.
Sure, okay.
Yes.
Awesome. And then,
He debuted it on the Route 66 run.
yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think he said he only owned it for 3 weeks or something,
Yes.
and then he took it on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. How long have you guys been in town here in, well, not here in Cape Canaveral, but here in Kissimmee?
We got down on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so today, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
We did
Have you guys gone to the Mecum Auction each day?
Yes, we did, except for
Yeah.
today. We did 2 days at the Mecum.
Okay, cool. What did y'all think about the selling of Sean Kiernan's car? Can you guys just describe some of your feelings before and after or during?
You know, it must have been so hard for them because they have such a close connection with it. And such a, you know, on one hand, it was kind of a casual connection because
Yeah.
it was just a family car.
Sure.
And I don't know if he really realized until he started taking it around the last 2 years what it really meant to other people.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think
yeah.
that really opened his eyes and made him realize that this car is not just, you know, but I know he has that connection with his dad with it, so.
Yeah. It's a bit of a family heirloom
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
was in their family for what, over 4 decades?
45 years.
I was
Wow.
real shocked when I saw that
That's
they were going to
incredible.
sell it. I was
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
surprised, but I can see why.
Yes.
It's kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, he's been
Sure.
his dad was a custodian of it, and when
Yeah.
his dad died, he took over as the custodian. And
Mhm.
Sean, he's just a regular guy.
Yeah.
That's what I love about him.
I
And even
know.
after
Yeah.
2 years, he's still so
Yeah.
humble and
Yes.
just welcoming and
Yeah.
Chat with
you
them.
know,
Patient with
Yeah.
everybody that comes up
Yeah.
to
yeah,
him. And
he didn't let any of that get to his head, which I love him for that.
Yeah.
yeah, I
a
loved
lot of
his
people.
at the talk he gave at the banquet.
Mhm.
When he said, "Well, after you sell the Bullitt, what are you gonna? And he goes, I'm worried about replacing the tires on the
On his RV or
on his
whatever.
RV
Yeah.
so he can get
Right.
home."
Yeah, yeah. And,
Okay.
you know, I love what he did for the past 2 years. I thought that
Yeah.
was absolutely awesome. So many people got a opportunity to enjoy that car,
Mhm.
but you know, I think ultimately, whoever you are, I mean, you know, family comes first, and
Right.
you know, Sean's got a duty and a responsibility to his family, and they've loved him and supported him through all this, and you know, it's time for him to
Yeah.
Get back to the
just
horses.
get back to the simple life, and you know,
Yep.
enjoy things from that family perspective. And
Yeah.
I got an opportunity to talk with them after
Oh.
selling the vehicle.
Good.
Yeah. So you guys will see that. And
Surprised.
he, I asked him, you know, do you still plan on staying involved in the community in some capacity? And he said, absolutely. He's, you know, not
Good.
going anywhere.
Mhm.
You know, he'll do what he can when he can. So
Great.
that was really good to hear. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you know, he wasn't a guy that owned that car for the bragging rights or
Right.
anything like
Right.
that.
Yep.
But
Yep.
It's just
really
amazing.
cool. I like it
Yeah.
when people like that can own a car like that.
Yes.
And I hope whoever gets it next, more or less the same. We'll
Yes.
see.
Yeah, it was exciting. I mean, I cannot believe how many people were there at that
Yes.
auction.
I
watching
know,
it.
that was
It was just
insane.
I don't even think I don't know if they have a number of the numbers of people who were there, but it was just
I don't know, but
literally a
that
sea.
arena had to be beyond its
Yeah.
legal fire hazard
think
capacity.
so.
It had to have been.
It was just
Yep.
crazy.
It was chock full, and I don't know how much you guys saw where and when during that whole thing, but we got a chance to go and see it shortly after it left its
Oh,
cage.
okay.
And there was a mob of probably over 100 people literally following inches away,
Oh,
walking
man.
with the car all the way to the staging area where it sat for maybe 20 minutes. And even then there was 50 some odd people standing shoulder to shoulder right around it, just huddled looking at it. And
you know, we were up high looking down on the arena. We couldn't even see the car. There were so many people.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
mean,
I
it was
came in
just-
later
yeah,
when it actually
yeah.
went in, and I
Uh-huh.
couldn't see it.
Yeah.
All I could see was that 17 GT that they had
Yeah.
behind it, and I kept looking at that, and I was like, "Where are they actually? Where's the actual car?
Mhm.
You know? Oh, that's so
But
cool.
it was really neat watching it though.
Yeah, and as soon as that car had passed and it was bought for what, 3.4,
Yeah.
and then with taxes it was 3.7 something.
Okay.
Everybody left.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was just a wave of people that left the arena.
See ya.
Oh, that was so cool to see,
Yeah.
and you know, I'm anxious to see what reactions Sean has after the fact when he sees all this media coverage.
Yeah.
You know,
It'll be interesting.
that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm just fascinated with who bought it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Please
that's
tell
a big
us.
question.
Yes.
I know a lot of people
Mhm.
that bidder, or not the bidder, but the auctioneer
Yeah.
or whatever that is. At the very end, he says, "Frank, you got it," or something.
Yeah.
And there's been speculation as to who they're referring to. I know some people are saying, like, you know, Frank Mecum,
Yeah,
son
yeah.
of Dana. Whether if it was he himself who bought it, which I know that was a something people were thinking might have happened, or if it was someone he was in contact with
Yeah.
over the phone or email, whoever he was in contact with, maybe they bought it, or
Or
who knows, maybe Frank Bullitt bought it, you know? Who knows?
Maybe the
Or maybe
original.
Frank Moranka.
Yeah.
Maybe he
Yes,
bought it
yeah.
again.
Saved up all these years.
Yeah, he wants it back. Cool.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Gosh.
Can you guys tell us just how long you've been involved with this community?
Gosh,
Um,
when was our first?
I got the Bullitt. I'm the second owner of the '08. In December of 2011.
Okay.
A little bit of history. When I saw the movie Bullitt, I was living in Japan in '69. I was
Okay.
in elementary school,
Okay.
and I saw it on the big screen over there in English with Japanese subtitles,
Cool.
and it hit me.
Uh-huh.
But that was as a 10-year-old. As time went on, I wanted a '68 Bullitt,
Sure, of course.
but other things, college, work, family, prevented that.
Mhm.
Had to have practical vehicles. And when the '01 came out, we looked at them, but I'm sorry, '01 owners, I just did not like the body style.
I understand. Yeah, yep.
When the '08 came out, I was sick and did not want to buy a vehicle at that time. So we waited.
Yeah.
Then in the fall, August of 11, we were up at family camp in the Carolinas, and I would take a hike up to the top of a mountain each day to watch the sunset.
Cool.
Yeah, I was trying to get back into
Sure.
shape. And I was sitting up there one evening thinking, and the voice said to me, "Get it."
Your inner conscience,
There
right?
you
Yes.
go, that's it.
Yeah.
It's time.
It's
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Because I was waiting until retirement, a few
Yeah.
more years.
Sure.
And so I started learning as much as I could and seeing how prices went and what options I wanted on it,
Sure.
and using the interweb. And then finally I said, okay, I know enough, and found one over in Jacksonville, 3 hours from the house. And it was at a dealership, 14,000 miles. They wanted 24 for it, and couldn't run right over there. Had to work Saturday, so drove over there Sunday morning, pull into the lot, and I'm not seeing a Bullitt.
Uh-oh.
It's weird.
So I go inside, where's the Bullitt? Oh, we sold it last night.
What?
Yeah.
No.
To some guy from Tallahassee.
That's where he's from. What?
And they weren't messing with you?
No.
What
They
are
had
the
no
odds?
knowledge.
What are the
Yeah, I
odds?
know.
Yes. So I'm driving home thinking I'm going to find it in the yard when I
Yeah,
get home.
yeah, right,
That
as a
my wife
practical
sent
joke
one of
or
my
something.
buddies over to, and it wasn't in the
Nope.
yard.
Oh,
Sorry.
man. Okay, so question for you then. Did you ever find out who bought it?
Yeah, I started seeing it. A city employee bought it, and
Okay.
I saw it. Yes.
Yeah.
And was that ever someone that was kind of involved in this community?
No.
Or,
No, he never did.
Kind of a
No.
shame.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of a
Oh, I
funny
know.
Yeah.
quirk
I know.
or whatever.
Yep. So Sunday night afterwards, I said, what the heck, and I got back on the interweb, and there popped up that evening one in Maryland
Really?
with 5,500 miles, and all the little bling items and modifications are things that I would have done.
Really? Wow.
And
Okay.
his narrative started out that I really don't want to sell this, but my family's grown. We can't enjoy it
Sure.
anymore as a family. And he had it parked in front of his garage, and he had an old gas pump in front of his garage. And I said, "Real car guy." Okay.
Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course. That's how you know.
And so got in touch with them. We agreed to have a talk. We talked for 45 minutes and didn't even talk about the car.
Really?
Just got to know each other.
Got to know each other, feeling each other out.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And finally concluded, and he was asking 24.5 with 5,500 miles, 3-year-old's car.
It's reasonable.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with mods, yeah.
Yeah. Especially a lot of them
And
were.
especially if they're the ones you wanted.
Yes, and they were Bullitt bling mods that were not available anymore.
Oh, wow.
That's true, yeah.
So
Only 3 years later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ford squashes these folks that do unapproved.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No, I know how that works.
Yeah. So I said, okay. Yeah, I said, well, I'm not going to dicker with you. I'm going to make you a straight up offer. And I said 24 because I need 500 for an airline ticket.
Perfect.
You said?
He paused about 10 seconds and he says, sounds good. I said, I can't come up for about a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I'll overnight you a check, deposit.
Okay.
He goes, no.
I know.
What? I need to talk to this guy.
I know.
Does he have
It's
another
like-
bullet?
I said, okay, handshake deal on the phone? And he goes, yeah.
Okay.
He says, but I'll still listen to other offers. But I'll get back to you
Sure. Okay.
before accepting a higher offer.
Okay.
And I said, okay, sounds fair.
Yeah.
So he got a couple of other people, but they tried to lowball him. And
Yeah,
so I flew up to Norfolk where my sister lives, and her son drove me on up to Maryland. And we go, and he says, do you want to test drive it? And I said, no. I would rather sit in the passenger seat and have you drive it because I don't know the roads here.
Oh, sure.
And you drive it and I just feel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we did that, and we ended up at the house where I gave the check to his wife.
Great. Perfect.
Yeah. And then it was a beautiful 1,000-mile road trip home.
Wow.
And
Okay.
since then I've been hooked.
Cool. So I gotta ask, because I know the modification on that 08 that most people give you crap for.
Yes.
Was that trailer hitch on the car when you bought it, or did you put that on?
I put that on. The Bullitt has evolved to, and there's been a lot of good serendipity. I've only had to backtrack on 1 or 2 mods, but at first it was, we were not MBach. I learned had been ghosting MBach, but
Yep.
and we first used it to just go to dinner, take a little cruise, run down to the coast, and we found it really comfortable.
Yeah.
So we started driving out of town in it,
Yep.
and we went down to,
That's cool.
we went over to Pensacola.
For
Okay.
our first.
Yeah, no, well, before that we went down to Ocala for the National Parts Depot show,
Oh,
and
that's
to
true. We did
and
do
to
that first.
Longwood,
Yeah.
the Mid-Florida Mustang Club show.
That's right.
It used to be at Waterford Mall, and now it's at Longwood. Beautiful setting. And so we started getting to meet people, and then
First.
our first was was that 2013? 'Cause,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah. When Bullitt Nationals was in Pensacola, and we said, well, we got to go to, or it's Panama City, 2 hours from the house, so we said, we got to go. So we did, and not really certain what we were getting into, and walked in, and
Interesting group. Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
Let's stick with this and see where it goes.
yeah. Paul, and you know,
Okay.
Yep.
Treva, Charles, Kurt, and everyone.
Back when they had
Chuck.
more hair, right?
Yeah. And
Man, yeah.
they,
we just clicked. It was
Yeah.
great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I
and
know.
since then we've been to all the nationals except one. We couldn't go to Colorado with other conflicts,
Okay.
but it's come beyond the Bullitt. Now it's extended family, and we love.
Goodness for the Lord.
We drive to meet them,
Yeah.
and but the Bullitt has evolved since then. First, it was our fun car.
Toy.
Yep. Then I drove out to Lufkin, Texas, to do the Texas Shootout, which was Bullets and Mach 1s getting together to settle grudges.
Heard of those?
Yeah, that was great. And I did my first drag racing, and I'm going 6 runs for the whole day, got it down from 15 something down to 13.8. Okay, great. And I'm going, where's the meat? It's just a bunch of sitting around and then run and then. So I'm talking to Paul, and he said, you should try road course.
Yeah.
So at the 50th anniversary, a few months later at Charlotte of the Mustang, we went up there and I signed up for a road course day. I didn't know anything about prepping a car for road course, and and because of my previous driving experience, they didn't start me as a beginner. They put me as a novice.
Okay.
And it rained.
I know, it was
all
raining
day
his
long.
First time
Oh man, I'd be so nervous.
I know.
Thank God I had some good Michelin AS3 tires on that.
That'll help.
And so I'm driving Charlotte Motor Speedway, Roval, in the rain, getting up. Our group was speed limited to 100. And by the end of the day, we were getting up 110, 120 on the back straightaway in the rain.
Sure, yeah.
But he was hooked.
I got hooked.
Yeah.
Addict at that point.
Yeah.
That's great.
So started modifying it, learning that, yes, the nice ceramic pads that I had with no dust sucked on the road course. I cooked them at Sebring.
Okay.
Thoroughly cooked them. And Paul recommended to me a group that gave very good instruction. It was the old Track Guys group. And I went down to Sebring and took lessons with a very good instructor, very patient. Got lost on the track one time at Sebring.
It happens.
Yes, it does.
When all they have are little cones sometimes to navigate you.
What cones? What cones?
Right.
It's built on an old runway, and the paint is worn off.
That doesn't help.
No, there's a tower turn, and it looks like you can go right or you can go left. And I got down there and I wasn't certain which way to go. The red mist had come across the focus. So the modification started, and more. And now the car no longer has a back seat. We have a roll bar. We have 6-point safety harnesses. I have full face helmet, Hans device. Put 4-piston Brembos up on the front. I have not tinkered with the motor. The motor is natural and pretty much stock.
Good. Okay.
A few little things, but nothing major. If you see me put a blower on it, aliens have invaded my body.
Good to know. Good to know.
But
But it's still a great road car.
trip car.
Trip
Yes.
car. We can.
Susan.
You know, people go. He takes on the track and you take trips. It's like it's a perfectly comfortable car.
We golded at
Yeah.
MCA Nationals at Disney. I went up to Chuck Heath's house. He spent a day there, going over my car. Had a long list, brought it home. Took 2 weeks to prep it. We went down, and on my first MCA Nats, golded. And then that was before getting. That was right after just getting hooked on the track. But then, or no, just before getting hooked. Yeah, just before getting hooked on the track. And even after about halfway through this track life so far, we took it to St. Augustine and golded again. But
Up in Detroit, you took best.
Oh yeah, we went when we went to Mustang Memories in Detroit. It got best Bullitt Mustang.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. But
the show, didn't you?
No, it was the Mustang Memories show, and so it wasn't just our Bullitt guys. It was the local, and there was one guy that had been winning it for several years, and I was shocked.
Wow. That's quite an honor.
So for a while there, he was, still running track, but still doing, his shows and still getting gold, and
Yeah, now
now it's like.
Now there's enough rock
hard
chips.
to do that now.
Maybe the 19 will be the show.
It's now even when I get it really good, silver, maybe dropping down into bronze right now. There's collateral damage. But that's what it was meant to do.
Exactly.
And it's still comfy enough that we drove it on Route 66 across the country, and Susan was comfy.
Yeah, I remember that. That was the first time I met you guys, or at least by reputation or whatever. And I remember seeing your Bullitt, and the trailer hitch obviously stuck out.
The trailer
but,
hitch was the continued evolution of it.
But it's a great idea.
I needed to get better tires, progressing up, going faster on the turns. So I went to slicks, but I can't drive to the race course on slicks. So we put the trailer hitch on, got a small trailer covered, and I can put my race slicks in there and tools. And when I get to the track, if it's wet, I run the street tires. If it's dry, I throw the slicks on.
Oh yeah, you guys you made a good choice for sure. You made it more practical.
Yes,
definitely.
Because
I mean, and beyond the trailer hitch, I mean, every other modification to that car, whether it was the people that did it before you or if it was you, I looked at your 08 and I was like, that is one of the best ones here. And I don't know what it was, just everything that was on it, loved it. So, well done.
I like the little touch that you and Marciano put on with the Bullitt in the back.
Silver Horse Racing, Marcelo, custom milled one-on-one bling pieces for me.
Cool.
Without violating Ford trademark. And
that's great.
It's, and I'm still gonna. I have still gonna continue working on it. I have a California special nose clip and a GT500 rear clip in the living room. And it will get
wall decor right now, right?
And they're gonna get painted, and I'll put those on just to help increase my downforce.
That'll be cool.
So.
Okay. Now, earlier when I had asked y'all when did you first become involved in the community, and Bill, you said you more or less picked up your entire Bullitt story back in Japan when you were a kid. Now, to follow up with that, I'm curious, Susan, did that mean that you adopted the Bullitt family and all that because of Bill and when you met him?
Pretty much, in fact, he didn't really bring up the Bullitt a lot when we were first married. I think it really became when the first one came out in 2001. That's when we really started, talking about the movie and the car. And I knew he liked Steve McQueen a lot, and he had some of his movies, and so it really didn't start until 2001 and he was. Again, sorry 2001 guys. He was so disappointed. I felt bad for him. And then, like you said, he got, he was ill in 2008 when that one came out. And he just thought, I'm not gonna bother. So when he started looking, people were like, "So you're gonna let him get this car?" And I told him, "Let him. The man's been working as an officer for 32 years on the street. He fought through cancer and a heart attack.
He deserves this, right?
After cancer and a heart attack, the man deserves
his Bullitt.
Bullitt. So I was more than happy when he got it. I just thought and he'd been talking about it, for a while, and wishing that something would happen on it. So when that ad came up from Maryland, it was just like
golden opportunity.
And it really hit us though in Panama City. You're meeting that other Bullitt owners for real the first time. It was like, okay, this is a real, good group of people.
Kind of felt that home.
That you could really, and they had such good intentions. They just didn't get together and they raised money for a cause, and they got to, and they embraced new people so well. I thought this is a really good group of people to be around.
And a Ford engineer, Sean Carney, was there. And we got to participate in some testing, opinion testing. We can't disclose that. We signed a non-disclosure agreement.
Sure.
But so there was little things like that would happen, and it was just like, so it was easy to just kind of slip into it. And the car shows are great. I mean, you go to a car show and you're looking at other people's cars, and there's so many stories, and so many people are willing to, you just ask them a casual question. I like, that about your car, and they're off to the races.
There's a long-winded explanation.
But it's history.
Some of them have so much, like there's this one car. I walked up, and it's a '66 Ember Glow pony package Mustang. Hard.
That's the unicorn in
and
my
it's
life
like,
now.
it's just, but you walk up and you start talking to the guy, and the history behind that car, you're like blown away until you ask him.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know this and stuff, and people are just so friendly at car shows.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no competition because you're all there to show each other your cars,
Right.
and interact, and
Yep.
yeah, it's just great. We really enjoy the car shows.
Yes.
And taking the Bullitt and telling
Yeah.
and explaining to people what it is, because people will walk up and go, "What is that?"
Why? And one that I've heard, I've been to a handful of these now. And one that I hear is, why are there all these green Mustangs? There are all these green cars here, and I feel like that's the most popular one. And I don't think anyone gets tired of explaining that.
No,
Yep.
you're right. Yeah. So it's been a really good situation for us. I'm glad
Bit
we
of an
did it.
adventure.
Yes,
Probably,
we
yeah.
would
have
have not
gone.
have gone to certain places without this group
Yeah.
and the Bullets.
It's
The
a
Bullets
great way
started
to
it all.
have your vacations planned out
Oh,
for you.
yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, I know.
All
Man,
you gotta do
they're-
is sign up and
man, they're good.
pay
Yeah.
whatever.
They're-
And,
You get a little
Hoon-
booklet and
Hoondog.
everything.
yeah.
Puts together,
Yeah.
And-
yeah.
and it's not just car stuff we do. We would have never gone to Detroit
Yeah.
because of
yeah.
the media publicity about Detroit,
Yeah.
negative.
Sure.
We went there. Those people have spirit up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we had a grand time in Detroit.
Mhm.
And we went back for the second Detroit
Yeah.
one, and we want to go back to Detroit again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been there yet, and honestly,
Oh,
that's way
gosh.
up on my bucket
Yeah.
list.
It's
Way up there.
It was surprising. You know, so you go places, you're thinking, and you know, I was telling people, you're going on vacation? Yeah, where are you going? Carlisle, Pennsylvania. What?
Yeah, like, where?
Why would
What?
you go to Carlisle, Pennsylvania?
What's going on
let
there?
me tell you. And you go there, and that was one of the best trips. That was
Yeah.
just so fascinating. The people,
Yep.
and again, this, you know, you've heard about Carlisle, and this, you know, I guess that's a bucket list that people
Yep.
check off. They've been there, and sure enough.
Route
yeah.
Route 66.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God.
That was amazing. Yeah.
For some, that might have been a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think it's the second or third that
Second
Hoondog's
time.
done.
Yeah, second
Hoondog's
one, yeah,
come, and
yeah.
we'll probably do it again.
I know,
Yeah,
yeah,
at
it
some
goes
point,
over very
right?
well.
I know it takes a lot of work and effort on their end, but
Yeah,
it's certainly
sure
worth
does.
it for everybody.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
So this one little Bullet has really enhanced our lives a lot.
Really has.
Yeah,
One car
yeah.
has just created so much
Isn't
culture.
that amazing? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
John Clore hit on it,
Yeah.
talks about it, that
Yeah.
there's an emotional response to the Mustang and other cars, but so many of them now are just an automotive transportation device.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
But with the Mustang or the Camaros, Corvettes, Thunderbirds,
They're a lifestyle.
Yes,
Yeah,
a culture.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
a good point.
yeah.
Community, family, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Definitely.
Hmm.
Yep.
Well, I don't want to keep you guys too
Oh,
much longer, so do you have anything else that you might like to share with us?
Yes.
Okay, what do you got for me, Bill?
The 2019
Yeah.
has put me on the hunt for a 2004 Thunderbird
How so?
Because
Pacific Coast Edition
Okay.
in Monterey Mist. They only made 1,000 of them
Okay.
to substitute for her Unicorn 66 Ember Glow.
yeah,
Okay.
I can't find that Ember Glow.
Oh,
I can
well,
find
you
it.
that Thunderbird sounds amazing.
Yes,
I
it
love
does.
those.
Yeah,
Those are pretty
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, we were thinking, and boy, we kind of narrowed it down though. You know, they made the new ones 2002 to 2005, and you go okay. Then they tell you, but don't look at the first 2 years. That's when
Really?
they first brought it back, and there were some problems. Okay, that narrows it down even more. and
Sure,
then,
okay.
Then he made the mistake of showing me the Pacifica package on
At
this 2004.
Carlisle.
Okay.
Wow, that's something. Yeah. So, you know, like
Okay.
I said, they're very eye-catching. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I love the retro look. You know,
Yes.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
think.
And they're automatic.
Yes, exactly. So somebody like me can still drive it. So I'm in the same mode as you. I can't, you know, I can't drive a stick yet. Sorry. I literally drove my uncle's 3-cylinder Geo Metro once for like 2 hours. That's been it so far. I've been nervous to touch anything else until I'm in a controlled environment. And even a couple people have offered, hey, you want to drive my Bullitt? I'm like, yes, but no. That's a special car. I don't want to be the one that grinds the gears on it.
Well, now that he has a 19, maybe he'll let me play with it.
Maybe, right? Yeah. Does it at least have paddle
Well, yeah.
shifters?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
no, no. That's yeah. And the other story was I went up to race with Paul at Gingerman in August.
Sure. Okay.
Grand event, wonderful, lots of seat time, tires.
Was that the most recent Mohawk track experience?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
And then went over to, I was planning to just drive the 2 days and then turn around and come back home. And got it. Paul invited me to go hang out at the Dream Cruise and Mustang Memories and help pedal Track Crack.
Ooh.
And I'm a very bad man. I like to cause addiction. And and then on the way home, I stopped off at Chuck Heath's house to see him and his wife Renee. And again, friends that we've made through this, and you know, would never have met these wonderful people. And he reminded me that the Bullitt was going to be displayed that weekend at Somerset, and he was going up there. Oh, I called Susan and said, "Hey, you want to go to Somerset and see the Bullitt?" And her response was yes. So finished the drive home, 24 hours at the house, and back out the door.
Wow. That is dedication right there.
And Antonio Alonso had put out the word to gather some Bullits there. They were expecting maybe 10, and
there was what, like 30 or 40 or something, right?
Yeah, they were very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Great. So,
But it was.
speaking of which, I'm sorry, Susan.
Oh, no,
go
I
ahead.
was just, so I like to tell this story. So we're driving.
Yeah, go for it.
And the Bullitt, the movie Bullitt, has been set up, of course, before we all get there.
Yes.
And it's just sitting out there on the street, on a corner.
Yep.
And with little fence around it.
Yep.
But we're driving to our parking place that we're gonna have, and we're driving, and it's on the right side of the road. So I see it first. And we're going around the corner where it's sitting, and I said, "Bill," and he's focusing on the car in front of him because he doesn't want to,
Sure.
He goes, "What?" And I said, "Bill, look." And he looks over, he goes, "It's here! It's here!" He was so excited that the Bullitt was right there. So he quickly parked and came over, and it was just so cute. He was like, "It's here."
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the kind of response this car, it generates in people, which generates the love of the Bullitt cars we have now. It's like,
Yeah, absolutely.
and
That's fantastic.
that's where we met Sean and again. You just walk up and start chatting with him, and he takes the time to sit there and stand with you for 10, 15 minutes.
Thank you, Sean, if
And
you're watching
yeah,
this.
I know, and just be so nice. Yeah.
And speaking of which, when you guys went to Somerset for to see the Bullitt, you guys also saw another lovely film, Let's Be Frank.
Yes, we did.
Which was the second or third showing, I should say, of the film.
We'll call it the Kentucky premiere.
Yes, the Kentucky premiere of Let's Be Frank.
Yes.
Would you guys just like to share a couple feelings or thoughts of the film?
That was fun, especially seeing the Route 66 again, and from your perspective.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Because we didn't see it from that view, and it was like, that was really neat. Seeing that side of it. Yeah. And talking to the guys from Texas first.
Yes.
We know those guys, and it was again interesting hearing car stories.
Yes. Yeah. They're Bullitt car.
Yeah.
Yes. And also that you, as a millennial, are hooked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's
And
been since high school.
yeah. Okay. And
You'll find that story in Tony's book, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
And so it shows that it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
No, not as long as I'm alive. I'll tell
But
you that.
that others younger are now getting into it and hanging out with us.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that because as long as I've done these interviews now, and how many, and most everyone I've had help with, so I've had my crew with me. Now these guys are starting to get the picture, and they're getting interested. So they're talking to me about, dude, I want to get a Bullitt.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to sitting here thinking like, man, one of these guys is gonna get one before I do. And I'm like, oh, it might happen, but don't let it stop any of you. Y'all get one.
And it doesn't have to be a Bullitt. It just a Stang. You pick your flavor, your body style. Color's unimportant.
Sure.
Because Hoondog now has expanded beyond
beyond
that.
Mustang, beyond Bullitt.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we're a car club now.
Yeah. And I was so grateful and happy to have such a warm welcome.
Yeah.
Even though, you know, I was a guy in a big
Mercury Marauder. I
which
love
everyone's
Marauders.
like, what is that doing here? You know, that's a grandpa car. Get that out of here. They probably thought it was a Grand Marquis. Well, most people here probably knew what it was.
Yeah.
It's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yes. Just like the Bullitt, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, same concept.
Yes.
2 more doors. Different paint.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
It's been a wonderful experience from my perspective as well, and I'm so happy to be a part of all this and meet all of you guys, and it's just been a lot of fun. So thank you guys as well for also coming out here for the interview and all that. So thanks again. Really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.